Welcome back to the Fuel Show. Still to come, we're going to take a look at Land Rover's LR3, and Dennis is going to be in the pits. Well, it's time for our first behind the wheel, and we've chosen to take a look at the Toyota FJ Cruiser. The original FJ came into the US as a very basic, stripped-down, four-wheel drive Jeep type of vehicle. Well, it evolved over the years into a luxury SUV. But there was still a passion left for that go-anywhere, very rugged, basic machine. What ended up happening is Toyota saw that passion and decided to bring back the FJ. Now the FJ Cruiser is here. It still has some styling cues from the original, the headlights and the white roof. Here's Dennis and Ian to take a look at the 2007 Toyota FJ Cruiser.
Thanks, Nick. First up is Q Factor for the new Toyota FJ Cruiser. And the thing that I think is most important when you're talking about Q Factor in this is the mechanical workings, the tech side of this.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. There's not a whole bunch of stuff like fancy navigation systems, but there is a couple items that I want to point out. One is the traction control system that works with an electronic brake-based rear locking differential. Now, that all sounds like a bunch of hoo-ha, and maybe to you, maybe to other people out there, but what it does is this. It limits the slip of the wheels by doing it with electronics. Now, a lot of cars have locking differentials, but this does it with advanced electronics.
Yeah, other things that I like are it's got a compass in it, kind of harken back to the old school, and in kilometer, it measures the rate of incline that you're on right now.
How many times did it take you to say that?
42.
Well, that's okay. Hey, listen, when it comes to tech stuff on the new FJ, it doesn't have a lot of things like I said, navigation or fancy stereos, but it does have solid mechanicals, so that's how we're going to have to score.
I'd go with a solid 3. Curb Appeal's up next for the new FJ, and, well, we're both not huge fans of its retro looks, but I think everybody else is.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's really grown on me yet. I mean, I know that there's a lot of classic style there. The grille and the headlight design, it was all brought back from the original FJs to make it that, yes, retro look. But to me, I don't know if it's just the fact that we had a yellow tester, that some of
Well,
the
it comes in that electric blue, the bright yellow, and then that plum or purple or what is that?
Well, it's black cherry, I
Whatever.
think is the name of it. Well, I mean, it's color choice. Now, I've seen them in black, and that
Looks
changes
good.
the whole look of the vehicle. So, for me, I might not go as high as it could be if it had a few styling points done to it. So.
Well, I think, though, the average person on the street sees it, they like it, it grabs their attention, we got to rate it high.
And it's instantly recognizable.
4?
I think you're right there.
Moving right along the performance for the new FJ, and I think the important numbers are 0 to 60, 7.8 seconds, and then 60 to 0, 126 feet.
Well, it has to do with an attribute and a lot of things going against it for those two numbers. Now, you think of the 4-liter, 239 horsepower, 278 pounds-feet of torque. More than enough for this vehicle, and more importantly, it's tuned for torque, and it's tuned to run more efficiently at low RPMs, around where you drive it around every day. Now, talking about the braking, you have a lot of things going against a big vehicle when it comes to braking performance. The weight, the inertia of the weight, and then big, wide, kind of on-off-road tires that don't have the best grip. So both those numbers are very impressive. But what I want to talk about more importantly is the way it performs off-road as well as on-road. I mean, on-road, it drives like a Toyota truck. I mean, in a sense, Toyota's been doing it for a long time, and they do it very well. Off-road, there might be a couple things out there that are a little better in the mud, but I think overall there's a few things out there that this Toyota FJ can do well.
Yeah, I think it's got a great angle of descent, and it's also got a great angle of departure. 9 inches of ground clearance, pretty good straight from the factory.
Yeah, it's nice not to rip off the bumper when you're going off-road. So, what do you think?
375. Up next, fit and finish, and well, it's Toyota.
I think that kind of says it all.
Yeah.
I will touch on a couple things. One, all things inside and out are well finished, but more importantly, there isn't that fear of first-year jitters built on a Monday morning or a Friday afternoon. You're never going to find that with a Toyota. I mean, it's a Toyota. One little thing, too, the paint on the outside looks great, but when they can make the paint on the inside look great, too, it's a real testament to how well they build vehicles. So what do you think?
Well, I think it's dangerous when you're building a car that's like this or a truck that's like this. It's retro. It's kind of grabbing everybody's attention. You get too many gizmos and doohickeys on the interior. It's still nice and functional, built well. I would have to say like 4.25. It'll work for me. Finally, drivability for the new Toyota FJ. And, I mean, the clamshell doors. That's the worst part. I hate those things.
I know, and I think their idea and their design idea was there. The problem is, this is my own experience, I have a baby. We have a baby seat. If you try to get that thing through, you either have to move everybody or just force the thing through the opening to get it in the back. It's just not as useful for a family as I would have liked it to have been.
Well, I have a second grader, and it means I have to actually stop when I'm letting them out in the morning. I mean, we're always running late. I like to just keep rolling in the parking lot.
I don't
Jump out!
Those are opinions voiced by my co-host, but let's get down to the fact of the matter. It is a great off-road performer. It is a great on-road performer. But usefulness as a family, and we both experienced this, it's hard to get things in and out, and there's not a whole bunch of storage room. But prime demographic, young, urban couple looking to have fun with a vehicle. There, it might be a high score. For a couple of dads with moms,
3.5.
Let's see how Dennis and Ian scored the 2007 Toyota FJ Cruiser. For Q-Factor, they gave it a 3. In curb appeal, a 4. For performance, a 3.75. And fit and finish, it got a 4.25. For drivability, a 3.5. The total for the 2007 Toyota FJ Cruiser is 18.5 out of a possible 25. Still to come on Fuel, Dennis is going to be in the pits. And next, we're going to take a look at the Land Rover LR3.